YouTube, what's going on, man? We got another debate video. Y'all been debating in the comments on the last one. We got another one. Let's get to it. We got, should we believe all women? Should we believe all women?
Do you think trust should be given, or do you think it should be earned?
It definitely should be earned, but I'm not the type of person to be untrusting of someone right off the bat. I'll give like a little bit of trust first and then see if you can continue to earn it.
If trust should be earned, why should we believe all women?
That's a good question. Definitely, I feel that women throughout the time of history and humanity have proven themselves with a role in society to be trusted. We take on a lot of
Really?
responsibility in caring for our community, so that's where the trust comes from for women.
Really? What do y'all think? Trust
Do you
for sure should be
believe
earned.
in innocent until proven guilty, or does that only apply until a woman makes an accusation?
No, I always believe in innocent to proven guilty. I think everyone should get a fair
trial.
investigation.
I imagine the question is going towards women accusing men of sexual assault and sexual harassment. Is it innocent until proven guilty? How are you supposed to prove? Can we check the cameras? Can we get first-hand accounts?
When people say believe women, does that mean believe them no matter what, or just take them seriously while still looking at the evidence?
I believe it's to take them seriously. You know, I think we haven't been taken seriously for centuries, right? So I think, yes, you take them seriously. You look into the accusations that they're given, and then you can decide from there, just as any judicial system.
I would take them seriously, and I would believe most women, but that's just me.
Why is that?
That's just because I'm a woman, and
Ma'am, our laws don't work like that. She said I would believe most women because I'm a woman. I'm gonna believe most men because I'm a man. Come on, gang, that's not how it works. That's not how life works. That's not at least lawlessness, and I mean that is lawlessness. That's not fairness. That's not, that's not equality.
if I was in that situation, I wouldn't be lying. I would tell the truth.
You're not everybody, ma'am. That's the unfortunate part.
Do you think that men should just automatically believe other men just because they're men?
I guess that is kind of hypocritical.
If just an accusation can get a man fired or publicly shamed, how is that not treating him as guilty?
It is. It is treating him guilty.
How is that not treating him as guilty? I don't know, because I think it very much depends on the situation. I think.
Oh, now it depends on the situation. No. When men out here get accused for these crazy allegations, and especially if it's a famous big person that a lot of people know, it's not going nowhere. That's on their reputation, like people don't forget that. Like homeboy fucking what's his name, Major Keys, or I can't remember his name, but homeboy that played in with the big nose that played in Creed. Like I can't remember what happened with him, but he had some crazy allegations and some situations that went on with him, and like I feel like that's just people are gonna remember like, oh, he did some crazy shit. I remember when he did that stuff, no matter if it was true or false or what, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like it keeps the image on you.
Not every job. I know people who haven't got fired for accusations. I know people who have.
It's regular people, gang. We're talking about probably prominent figures.
Situational, really.
Why does it feel like a woman's word is enough to ruin a man, but a man needs overwhelming proof to defend himself?
Because men have proven who they are through the years. Do you know how many? I don't know the stats, but what is it? 97% of violent crimes or something are committed by men. It's in the statistics. That's why if you say a man does something wrong, it's more than likely, right? Whereas if a woman does something wrong, the stats don't quite line up. It's only a pattern.
Really?
That's why you're talking about these things, because it's a pattern. It's not just like it's not just an accident.
If false accusations
Interesting.
are rare,
Interesting
does
point
that
of
mean
view.
the innocent men who get accused don't matter?
No, false accusations are not rare. They happen all the time, especially with now. Uh, this is a little controversial, but women do want to take charge, take power, and always make those false accusations towards men. And it's harmful. It really is.
Shit, we just talked about Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs' image now looks crazy because of these accusations, and then we got this bitch dancing, caught on film dancing and shit. Like, come on, gang.
Why is it controversial to even talk about false accusations if they supposedly almost never happen?
I think it's controversial to talk about them because when it does happen, it's really catastrophic, and I think a lot of men, like you said, lose their jobs and their reputations and stuff. So when it happens, it is pretty big.
If an accusation turns out to be false, why aren't there serious consequences for the person who made it?
I agree with that 100%. There should be definitely more consequences for that.
Why aren't there?
That's a good question. Isn't there like a court thing where, like, if you lie to the courts or something like that, you can be charged with that?
Perjury.
Yeah.
Why aren't the person if an act
And stuff. So when it happens, it is pretty big.
if an accusation turns out to be false, why aren't there serious consequences for the person who made it?
I agree with that 100%. There should be definitely more consequences for that.
Why aren't there?
That's a good question. Isn't there like a court thing where, like, if you lie to the courts or something like that, you can be charged with that?
Perjury.
Yeah.
Perjury.
I don't know, and I think that should be a thing. I think that we're seeing a lot of women get away with making false accusations, and unfortunately, they're not facing consequences for the damage that they dealt.
Why does it seem like people still suspect a man even after he's cleared?
You know, I heard this. This is awful, but I heard this one. I guess analogy. You know, you have a box of Ferrero Rochers. You know what those are? Little. It's like the
Chocolates?
hazelnut chocolate little candy wrap things. Someone takes a shit and rolls it up in a ball and then wraps it up in the gold foil and puts it in the box. You'd be worried about every single one, wouldn't you? So same applies to, you know, the saying like not all men.
If a man says he feels
I guess I can kind of see her point of view. Basically talking about like all people like all men are shit because this one anomaly, and I see what she's saying. Like that one image, and even though it crumbled, that image may not be true. It just crumbles a lot of point of view, a lot of perspective on a lot of men.
uncomfortable around a woman, would you instantly assume she's guilty, or does that only work one way?
I think it goes both ways, and like I said, you have to look at, kind of investigate and see any background
I
factors.
like his ice.
Why is male
cool- that's a nice
victimhood
ass
often
chain.
mocked, but female victimhood is treated as unquestionable?
Wow, these are questions I never thought of. Because male victimhood makes you weak.
Men are just known to be stronger. Like if a woman was trying to take advantage of them or something like that, they're able to, like, they don't have a fear, you know. A lot of women have a fear for men. Men are very,
Does a
Aggressive.
woman's fear of men automatically mean she's in danger?
No.
Why do so many people assume that?
I don't know. It goes down to if a woman feels like a man is endangering them, it's just past trauma with them, and that then it becomes a personal issue.
Yeah, past
If
trauma
we say
for sure.
women aren't taken seriously, how do we explain careers being destroyed over accusations alone?
I think that just comes down to people believing the women, I guess. I'm not really too sure. Like I said, I'm a little bit younger, so I don't have a qualification to speak on that.
I think that happens a lot, actually. People are reporting to HR, you know, sexual assaults and stuff like that. Just from, you know, it could be a certain kind of look that, you know, someone gave them, or an inappropriate conversation, you know, that really isn't that abnormal to have anywhere, you know. I do believe that happens a lot.
That's
in the
pretty
workplace.
crazy.
Should someone's personal feeling without proof be enough to cost another person their livelihood?
Absolutely not. You need proof for anything, especially if it has a possibility of destroying somebody's life.
Facts.
So why does it often play out that way?
I honestly have no clue. I feel like our justice system plays more into the hands of who's more convincing than who can provide the most proof.
She might have nailed it. who can you convince more in the jury than actually the evidence that's being presented? Wow.
Isn't there like something about like with celebrities, they could sue for like their if their reputation's altered. What's that called?
Defamation.
Yeah, defamation. I do
Defamation.
think that's becoming more of a thing today. I do agree with that. I think there should be more, not just for celebrities, but like, or like high-end people that are well known and business names and stuff like that. I do think that that might become more of a thing in the future for sure.
Are we protecting victims, or are we creating a culture where accusations themselves are weapons?
Both. I believe both.
Kind of like back in the day when people used to claim witches to be, oh, she's a witch, and then they're getting burned as a witch. I mean, how many people probably died as a witch and really weren't a witch? You know what I mean?
Facts, bro. She hitting on that history. Shout out to the man Abda pulling up to the chat, man. But facts, she's hitting that history, bro. Y'all remember back, bro. Y'all probably don't even know, nigga. I don't even know. Bruh, BC time when people would start, like she's talking about with witches and the religions and things like that, like facts, like people didn't have no way of proof and, oh, you say that person's this, like, oh, okay, she's a witch and she's this and she's done this, I saw her do this, oh, we're just gonna take your word for it and fuck it. She's gone. He's cooked. Like that, she's speaking such facts right now.
They didn't like that person. They're trying to spite that person. They're trying to get back at them.
Exactly.
They know it's going to work because they saw it work with someone else. You know what I mean? So I think people watch, and it's like a trial and error thing, and they see that happen to that person, so let me do that to that person. I do think that's
somebody that's a pushover.
Thing.
If we reverse the genders in high-profile cases, would the public
Rio,
react the same way?
what's going on with you?
That's really unfortunate, and that's a society thing.
Hey, bro,
I
I'm
think
gonna
it's because
do this.
of
Pick a number 1
things that
through
have happened
100.
to women that have
All
gone
right.
media viral. And
Number 1 through 100. 77.
and now here we are dealing with all the media viral stuff when all the other cases get pushed under the rug.
Has society overcorrected in trying to support victims to the point where the accused aren't treated fairly?
Yes, I believe they are. I think it just comes down to just everyone just jumping onto someone that's accusing someone and just taking their side immediately without looking into any details.
Because sometimes, like, what could you have for evidence other than the actual experience? We all have experiences where we can't necessarily prove that happened. I mean, if someone, like, let's say your boyfriend cheated on you or something like that, unless he, like, admits it or the other person involved, there's really not a way, to really kind of know sometimes.
Why is asking for evidence sometimes treated as an attack on women?
Because women are.
If you pick a number 1 through 50, I was gonna get 50 subs.
Can you
50
be more
subs is
specific?
crazy, bro.
A woman will commit the crime, say that she didn't, and if someone says, well, prove that you weren't there, and she's going to be like, well, why are you asking me for my personal information? And she's going to get very defensive because she did do it.
But then again, I think that's women. If you're asking for evidence, if you're not lying, you shouldn't feel guilty or attacked.
Hey,
You
my
should be
boy
like, oh,
locked
yeah,
in. Shout out to my dog. Let's go. Getting checked into paradise. Appreciate you, my dog.
Let me tell you more.
Appreciate you, my dog.
Do you think public opinion can act like a court even before a real court looks at the case?
Oh, absolutely.
Fuck
Did you guys watch
yeah.
the Johnny Depp case? 100%. The public spoke on that before the court was even done with that. So I mean, we've seen it all over the place.
If your
The late
brother,
ass.
son, or close friend were accused with no proof, would you still say just believe the accuser?
No, I would still want to look into the facts. Like, I was taught to get every side of the story. There's side A, side B, and then there's the truth. So that's kind of what you have to look for is the truth.
Gotta look at all angles. A lot of people just pick and choose where they want to look. Oh, you did this, you did that. Come on, gang.
That's just, I think,
Where the fairness go?
that we have.
For thousands of years, things have been generalized about women. So, I mean, it's not necessarily right, but I think men have kind of had it coming.
Wow.
If equality is
Wow.
wrong, why doesn't due
She
process
said they had it coming.
just
Fuck.
as strongly as believe all women?
I think due process should be defended more than believe all women. I don't think anybody should believe all women. I don't think anybody should believe all anything without evidence. And I'm a woman of science, so like you have to have evidence if you're gonna try to prove something to me. Like I'm not gonna believe it blindly. I can't do that.
The bigger picture behind equality right now
Faith is something that you gotta believe in. That's the only thing.
is
Religion
more
is
so equity. So I think we're kind of pushing more opportunities for women to speak up because they haven't previously been given the space to.
Why would men want to approach women today when they no longer have to worry about just being rejected, but also have to worry about being accused of harassment?
That's a good question. Not only that is rejectment and harassment, but you could be recorded and then just made a mockery for just being normal or attempting something that's normal. I feel like it's hard.
Man, thank goodness I'm cuffed up because boy, I couldn't imagine trying to approach a woman nowadays if they think they're being harassed and you're just like, I just find you attractive. Like,
both ways because we live in such a technological
as long as you're not
world
being a
that
weirdo
it's-
about it, you know? Like the
balance just
like the Diego Pavia video that we just watched not that long ago, and the dude was just trying to hit on her, and she took it all weirdly and stuff, and she was on live stream, and like the title was saying Diego Pavia being weird towards this streamer and stuff like that, and he was like basically trying to like get at her, and he was like, "Oh, you cute," like almost trying to get her number type shit, and people was like, "Bro, how is this harassing and weird?" and calling him a weirdo and making it seem like it's just. Oh, now we can't hit on females? We can't. How do you think now to get at females is just all through social media? You gotta text. In order to shoot your shot at every single girl, you need to text them, and you need to shoot your shot on social media and scroll through Instagram, and they need to see how your life is and things like that. You don't have face-to-face conversations with people and meet people like that anymore. This is fucking ridiculous.
Or I think that we should put the phones down and just connect with each other.
I think
Thank you.
If you approach the woman in the right way, that's not so forceful. Like, I feel like men do tend to be a little more forceful with women because they are seen as kind of like your property, and that's just innate. It's in your DNA.
It's hard because every time a guy approaches me, it's kind of just like I don't want to be bothered. You really have to
So, are you ever gonna be in a relationship then?
feel out for what the vibe is, and a lot of people
Feel out for what the vibe is, and that's basically meaning, are you attractive enough for me to keep it? Basically, are you attractive enough and possibly have enough money or whatever, like whatever it is? Basically what she's trying to say is, are you attractive enough to keep my attention? Like, are you worth my time? Like, if I feel you're not worth my time, I'm going to find it as, ew, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. You know, like, if you're not this girl's type, which you don't know who that girl's type is unless you fucking approach them, we're cooked. I swear to you, we are cooked, okay?
a lot of girls are not out to be given that type of attention nowadays.
Why don't women step up and set the example? Why don't women start approaching men rather than complain how men approach them?
That's a great question. I wonder the same thing. I'm a very strong-willed woman. I approached my man. I basically was like, hey, either you're gonna be with me or you're not. Like, that's your choice. And he made the right choice. He's with me 8 years now. But I think that women just need to buck up. I really do think women need to buck up and start doing something about that stuff. Like, if you guys are scared about something, go MMA training, learn to defend yourself, do something to like make yourself not so scared of society. Like, if you guys are that scared, then we need to fix something in ourselves.
Yeah, being scared of men because you think men out here that done crazy things, and you think every man in the world is just like the dude that's being charged with some crazy shit is insane to me.